Hello everyone, it's me, Scotrail96 here, and welcome to another Train Sim World free live stream. Hope everyone is doing good and had a excellent weekend. For today's stream, I'll be going back to the UK on the streaming front, specifically Scotland, and I'm taking a look at the very first Scottish route for Train Sim World, and that is the Cathcart Circle Line, situated in the city of Glasgow. So we're going to go on this chapter here, and we're going to do a commuter service from Glasgow Central to Glasgow Central, taking the counterclockwise route. So let's rock and roll. There's the Glossop line. Oh no, get it while you can. Send my hellos to Liam and the Banana Craft. Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks Banana Craft, hope you are as well. Alright, so we're in the good old class 313. It's been a while since I've driven this bucket of bolts. Destination board light on. Oh yeah, open the doors. That might be a wise thing to do. Put the brakes on. Indicators to high. Headlights to headlights and markers. Auxiliary set. Might as well press it. Same goes for the lighting. Oh, that's the lights in the cab. That doesn't matter. We need DSD and AWS. I have all of the layers on this route. There's not many. There's one freight service and a couple of rail tours, and that's about it. So we're doing the 15:16 or near enough 3:15 service in Glasgow Central, where we've got 1, 2, 3 trains. Not many in this huge station, massive station. I wish it was a bit more busier. I wish it was busier, I should say. There we are. Can't win everything. We are scheduled to depart at 15:17. And I've got a cup of tea and some digestive biscuits with me today. Johnny Simulation Gamer, hey, how are you? Hope you're well. Come tonight at midnight. I will have an abundance of DLCs. Off DLCs for Train Sim World 3. Okay, fair enough. I don't know why midnight, but fair enough. It's time to depart, so let's lock the doors. Earlier got a classic car work. Bloody hell, yeah, it's all the time. It's classic cars. Jeez. Might as well make a business of it or something. Like Liam's Classics or something, I don't know. Fix your classics here. Speaking of cars, actually, I watched the Formula 1 today. It was actually quite exciting for a change, apart from who won it, of course. Okay, the first station stop is Pollock Shields West, which is just over 1.5 miles away, sorry. Still got my head on German stuff. Been doing a lot of German stuff recently. Not just videos, but streams as well. So that's where we're going. And then we will go all the way around back to Glasgow Central. That's the aim of this journey. And actually it should be a little bit busier, as it's, well, this time in the game would be where the afternoon rush hour would begin. You know, people coming home from work or school or university, college, nursery, yeah. You name it. So it should be a little bit busier. Crossing the tracks. The depot is over here. That's the depot. Strangely, I looked on Apple Maps the other day, and this bit of track you see here connects to this bit here. So it would have been nice to have had a journey on that section of track to that station there. I forget what it is. I think it's Newton. Might be totally wrong. And I think that's Neilston. Well, it's one of the two, isn't it? But it would have been nice to have that section of track. I'm not sure if that's that section of missing track is home to other stations, or is it a main line? Probably is a bit of main line, actually. So it would have been nice to have had some main line running. Get the old girl up to speed, so to speak. Oh, you get your money around midnight. Oh, fair enough. Payday. As soon as it's in the bank, it disappears within minutes. Yeah, I mean, when I get paid from hopefully I'm a month into the job, my new job. Hopefully I survive. Yeah, I aim to do the same, Johnny. Get a few DLCs here and there. Which ones I'll pick remains to be seen. I haven't brought, to put it into context, I haven't brought a single route this year. The only DLC I have managed to pick up this year was the Amtrak Acela Express. Well, I need to pick up the pace here. Don't want to be too late. Otherwise the people will be angry. They'll have their pitchforks and knives. Or throwing smoke grenades and all that kind of stuff at me. Increase the pace. Go, go, go. Right, here's the station approaching. We will be opening the doors on the right-hand side. There we go. Ah, yes. Familiar voice. The Scottish announcements. In a female voice. That was a terrible Scottish accent there, I do apologise. I think I need to have a few acting lessons on the Scottish accent. Hey Thierry, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Class 700 Thierry. We will see, won't we? Might take a little peek at it. I don't usually watch their streams, to be honest with you. Right, time to rock and roll to Maxwell Park. Hey, Amtrak to EMD. Hope you're well. Welcome. Banana Craft, definitely a busy route, and I was busy looking map with all the lines. Yeah, in real life, certainly the Circle Line is incredibly busy, especially around the football season when the Scottish internationals are happening, or Scottish Cup, League Cup, and I imagine it gets even more busier when Celtic and Rangers, the two Glasgow Giants, go head to head in Hampden Park. Sadly, Hampden Park is not modelled in the Cathcart Circle Line, which is a bit of a shame, because I think in the other Scottish route, what is it? Scotrail Express, the rugby stadium, I think, is modelled. I don't know forget what the stadium is called, but I think that stadium's in the game. See, Dovetail cutting a few corners as they normally do. Missing some big landmarks out, like Hampden Park here. They missed out Villa Park in the Birmingham Cross-City line. I imagine they've missed out the Etihad Stadium for the Glossop line in Manchester. But I haven't got the Glossop line, so I don't know if the Etihad Stadium is in there. And if the Etihad Stadium wasn't there, then the usual jokes around that stadium will continue. Fans normally take the mick out of Manchester City's attendance, and they normally call the Etihad Stadium the Emptyhad Stadium. And if the stadium wasn't present in the Glossop line, then it's obviously going to get a few more memes of, oh, that land's feeling a bit empty, isn't it? Etc, etc. But I don't know, maybe the stadium is in the game, I don't know. Personally, for me, I think the best route, commuter route with a big stadium, for me, would be the London Overground, which goes via White Hart Lane, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That would be very nice. Okay, the next stop is Shorelands, which we're coming up to right now. Right, I might as well say the usual YouTube shenanigans. Of course, if you did enjoy the stream, then I would really appreciate it if you would hit the thumbs up button below. Of course, this stream, I'm losing the plot today, I swear. The stream will be re-uploaded to the channel with, the live chat replay function, live chat replay enabled. The next stream will be tomorrow, on Monday, the 3rd of July. I can't believe we're in July already. 3rd of July 2023, where I'm going to be taking a look at the Northeast Corridor Boston Sprinter. And then on... personnel tour this station 24 hours a day. I don't care, love. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted by the announcements there, I also have a special stream on... what is it on? Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday for Independence Day of the United States of America. I'm going to do a special stream with the Amtrak Acela. So if you want to join me for that, as well as tomorrow, then feel free to come along. It should be good fun. More time on Tuesday I will stream. Remains to be seen. I'll probably have to be in the daytime. Anyway, the next station stop is Pollock Shores, not Shields. Pollock Shores East. I'm losing the plot. Aye. I think there's just times where I just need to just shut up and let the game do the talking. Maybe I should just turn the mic off now and just let the wonderful sounds of the Class 313 take centre stage. Oh, we're going a bit too fast. Emergency. Way. This timetable is pretty nippy. It's a nice shot. Alright, now have a look at the chat. Johnny Simulations Gaming is picking up mainly TSW1 and 2 routes, and maybe compatible with TSW3. Fair enough. UK, of course. Fair enough. Amtrak went to the SCRM in Paris, California. The Southern California Railway Museum. Oh, very nice too. Hope you had a good time. Banana Craft, have you got the train lights on and blind set? The destination display is turned on, yes. And I believe the lights look to be on. I don't know. I think I turned them on. It's quite difficult to tell whether the lighting, the interior lighting, has been turned on. Because obviously you can't see the lights being turned on or off. Only you know by pushing the button. So I presume it's turned on. The next stop is Langside. Yeah, the Glasgow line is pretty good. There's 5 scenarios, 201 services, layers, 158 AI, 1 playable class, 66 for a treatment train, freight class, 40 routers. Okay. Yeah, I had a little peek at the services. Well, mainly from the numbers perspective. I haven't obviously got it, so I could just look through it and analyze the services, with a fine-tooth comb. But yeah, Glossop line is I can't judge it because I don't have it, but it's certainly one that doesn't interest me as much as, say, the Birmingham Cross City line. I think the Birmingham one, the thing I liked about it was that it was a reasonable length, so you had more to do, obviously. Okay. Won't be too far from Cathcart. Amtrak got to climb in the Clab of Chloe, which is a 3-foot narrow gauge engine that's 116 years old. Oh, very nice. Hope you had a photo taken of yourself in the cab. And the Emma Nevada is currently being restored. Oh, good. Liam has got a new, oh dear, Arsenal shirt at the market for £25. Going to the stadium soon to get a name. Should probably Declan Rice with his number 41. Well, it depends if he even gets signed. I mean, West Ham and Arsenal going back and forth over his services, and nothing's obviously happened. So, and there's not just Arsenal in the race. There's other clubs that are monitoring the situation. So I wouldn't be so assured that he's going to join Woolwich Wanderers. The next stop is indeed Cathcart. Slow down a bit. Slow down a lot. Emma's around 140. Good grief. 140 years old. Wow, that is some maintenance then. That's going to be tricky to do, isn't it, Amtrak? That's alright, Banana Craft, no problem. Oh, fair enough, Thierry. Well, next time you're on there, you won't mind having a look out for me. Here is Cathcart. There we go. We're near the River Clyde, which, yeah, certainly looks better in real life. Looks like a bit of a sewage spill has happened. Dirty water. Johnny Simulation Gaming, the update is made for the middle of mainline personal services. Still needs cross country. Playable and Northern AI at Nottingham and AI. Yeah, well, some of them is possible. The Northern one could be a possibility in the future. Obviously, as Dovetail has the Northern brand, or they could just use the Class 323 just to mimic those AI services. But for others, like East Midlands Railway services, I'm not too sure. Well, they can't do East Midlands Railways, can they? Because they're doing East Midlands trains. Same brand, isn't it? I think. What was did you say? Cross country? Yeah, they can't do cross country. They don't have the license for it. So it's quite difficult to mimic those particular services. The next station stop is Mount Florida. But I do agree, Johnny. Midland Main Line got a good update, not just from services, but from scenery perspective as well. Adding reasonable landmarks to the respective cities of Nottingham, Derby in particular. With they got the Pride Park Stadium in there. Leicester, I think they had a few tweaks done to the scenery, maybe station-wise, but in terms of the city itself, I'm not too sure as regards to Leicester. Here is Mount Florida. There we go. All aboard, people. That's it. All aboard the train. Just wait for these peeps to board the train a minute. Seems we've got quite a few. Unless they don't want to board the train. Do you want to board the train, everyone? Oh yeah, one does. I'm afraid that'll have to do. Time to rock and roll. Nearly 2 minutes late as it is. The next stop is Cross Hill. Amtrak, unfortunately Chloe can't run due to not steaming in over 60 years. Wow, that's a long time. Good grief. Boiler needs to be inspected and have a 15-year overhaul. Yeah. My gosh. Wonder why they've decided to do it now then, the restoration, if the locomotive hasn't been in operation for over 60 years. I imagine it's a financial perspective. Ain't enough cash until now. Way break. There we go. Perfect. Johnny Simulation Gaming, East Midlands Trains and East Midland Railway Services at Nottingham and Derby. Well, they could do East Midlands Train services at Nottingham, or AI services. Depends if the game can cope, particularly with the older, the old gen consoles in particular. They could do them as a exclusive like AI services for the PS5, PC, and Xbox Series X and S, maybe. You never know. The next stop is Queen's Park. Down the hill we go. Here is Queen's Park. As you can tell, I've done some collecting on this route. Some lovely flowers in this train. And lovely flowers here too. Looking very nice. Very summery. Right, let's go. Amtrak saw AI Northern Class 323 running in a non-electrified area in the game. Oh. Well, how does that work then? Because it's an electric multiple unit, isn't it? So, I don't know how that works. Magic. I suppose is what Dovetail will say. It runs on magic. The next station stop is Pollock Shields East. There's another train. And perfect. To a northern route, we could do is Nottingham to Leeds. That'd be good. 61 miles in length and could come in 158, 159 plus East Midlands AI at Nottingham. It's a good possibility. I'd email that proposal or put it in Dovetail or whatchamacallit, Skyhook Games forums maybe. Amtrak, they saved Chloe after almost being scrapped. They can't afford to do an overhaul, costing $500,000. Oh dear. What a shame. I'm sure this museum you're on about, Amtrak, where Chloe is, well, hopefully one day going to be fully restored. Is there like a page on the website where you can donate to the cause maybe, or is that not possible? The next and final stop is Glasgow Central. England's on 21s going into the European Championship semi-finals. Oh, very good. Beat Portugal. Very good. Excuse me. Johnny's simulation. Gamer. We need more AI services and have more for almost all platforms and extra for next gen PC and consoles. Well, I mean, more for the old gen is very tough. Obviously, you got to get that balance between more services, be it AI, or more playable services, the more immersive it becomes, but at the cost of performance, stability, frame rate, all those kind of technical juicy things that Dovetail like to talk about. So I think maybe when the next Train Sim World comes around, they'll probably dump the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4 in the fire. Then, it'd be much more easy then to focus on the next gen, well, not even next gen, is it? Current gen consoles, as well as the PC. I mean, less you have to worry about, the better. So I think getting rid of them can only be considered a good thing from probably a development perspective, or a developer perspective. Amtrak, surprisingly, Emma Nevada was in the better condition than Chloe. Oh, really? Ooh, wonder why. Terry Nottingham to Leedsbury would also include Sheffield, which means you could also East Midlands train services to Sheffield. Very true. They could do some AI services from Nottingham to Sheffield, or wherever the Sheffield trains go to. Lima, I've done so much paperwork for both my jobs I work at, so now I have no time for DSW3. I just have enough time for either dating or dovetail about issues of the route. Fair enough. Route that starts and ends at London, Liverpool Street would be good. Both over and underground. Elizabeth Line would be interesting as well. Yeah, the Elizabeth Line is interesting. It doesn't interest me as much, such as maybe the overground or the underground. I think the overground and underground has more character than the Elizabeth Line. And over time, I'll get more comfortable with the Elizabeth Line. I haven't actually been on the Elizabeth Line, funny enough. Maybe I should take a trip on there one day. Well, depending where I'm going to, of course. Can't just go on the trip for the sake of going on the trip. On the Elizabeth Line. Gotta go somewhere. Probably to football. Or see a show. Or go shopping. I hate shopping. Anyway, here we are at Glasgow Central. Amtrak Chloe was originally a sugar plantation steam locomotive in Hawaii. Wow. In the 1950s, Ward Kimball's wife bought it $50. Wow. Yeah, Liam, why don't you do that? Donate, go on. Do it. That'd be really nice if you did that. And then you'll be backing out saying, nah, I'm not losing my money, I bet you. Yeah, go on, Liam. If you say you've got 80%, you could, fill the Railway Museum's pockets up to 80%, then go ahead and do it. I mean, you've got 2 jobs anyway, so, yeah, you're not going to be unemployed. There we go, we got a gold. We stopped at Pollock Shields West, Maxwell Park, Shorelands, Pollock Shields East, Langside, Cathcart, Mount Florida, Cross Hill, Queen's Park, Pollock Shields East, and Glasgow Central. We're going to do 2 more services, which is nice. Thierry and Midland Mainline days, there was a project called Project Rio, where they ran services from St Pancras to Manchester Piccadilly. Did they really? I never knew that. Righty-ho. On branching out, we're going to do Glasgow Central to Neilston, and then if we've got enough time, we'll do a commuter service going from Glasgow Central to Pollock Shields East, or via Pollock Shields East to Newton. So let's roll. Let's do a setup procedure. Headlight beam is normal, destination board is on, headlights and marker lights. There we go, excellent. Now we got 3 trains in the platform once again. Incredibly noisy. In Glasgow Central, rightly so. So this train is going to Neilston. And these 2 have terminated at Glasgow Central. Yeah, the museum does have a donating page for Clyde's volunteer operating museum in the middle of nowhere. Oh, plus. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at it, Amtrak. I'll have a look at their website. What's it called again? I've got to scroll up the chat so I can find it. Southern California Railway Museum. I'll make a note of that right now. Hang on. Southern California Railway Museum. There we go. That's a note made on my phone. So I would take a little sneaky peek at that once the stream has concluded. Right, we're late. We're always going to be late. So let's get going. For those eagle-eyed viewers that see my streams on a regular basis, you will notice I had the motion blur turned on immediately from the start of the stream, which is indeed a first in a while. Amtrak M and Nevada served on Nevada Central before it was brought by water for $500. I'm already a member of the museum, so I can't already donated. Oh, good. Nice. Liam, I'll donate. Oh, mad. It's nearly £500,000. Jesus. Yeah, Liam is too kind. Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised, Liam, if that does happen. Just tell the bank to look at this website and read into the history of this steam locomotive, and I'm sure they will get the feeling as to why you chose to donate your money to Chloe. Very nice. Let's go, 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 go. About to go via Glasgow Central line number 5, and then we will proceed to our first station. Or we will continue to proceed to our first station. Having a few troubles getting me words out today, I do apologise. And here we are back again at Pollokshields East. Just round the corner. I think there's another train in front of us if I'm not mistaken. Nope. There's a train that's coming into the station on the right hand side. Wonderful. Whoa, break, break. There we go. Oh, that one's on the move. Amtrak rode in the cab of a trolley 1202. Oh, I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. I'm not aware of that locomotive, or whatever it is. The next station stop is, once again, Queen's Park. Not sure which Scottish route would be better, Scotrail Express or Glasgow Cathcart Circle Line. I don't know. I mean, Cathcart Circle Line is smaller but has more stations. But Scotrail Express has less stations, but is a longer route and has a more newer multiple unit to play with. So I'm not really sure which one would be better. Difficult one to judge that. When I get my hands on the Scotrail Express in 500 years' time, then I'll be sure to give you a definitive answer on that. So I quite like Cathcart Circle Line. It's not the biggest, it's not the busiest, but it certainly brings a different driving style into the spotlight. You know, you have to be, pretty sharp with it, stopping and starting, and obviously paying attention to the signals, with other trains not too far away from you, etc., etc. So there's a bit of a challenge to it, and you know, it's not a route to hang around, is it? You've got to be on the ball with it, which is something which I do like, to be honest. But the downside is I can't eat my digestive biscuits or even get my cup of tea and sip it. I haven't even had a sip of tea yet. Been busy just driving and talking. The next stop is Cross Hill, as we will emerge from the suburbs of Glasgow and then go into the countryside. Excuse me. Whoa, stop. This is Cross Hill Station. God, I've never heard that. That's weird. I've never heard that before. You can actually hear the passengers walking up and down the steps there. No, I've never noticed until now. Alright, fair enough. Amtrak Metrolink Surfline Corridor will be good with TSW. I'll have a look. 4 operations that runs onto it. That is operators that runs onto it. That is if Dovetail have the license for it. Hey Commando, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Cathcart's one of your favourites. Oh, I'm glad I'm streaming it then.
This is a safety announcement. It is not permitted to cycle, skateboard or rollerblade within the station building.
No shit, Sherlock. Anyway, let's get going. Once again, having it out with the female announcement, which I do like. The next station stop is Mount Florida. Thierry, I donated £20 to the American Museum. Oh, very good, Thierry. Very nice. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have a look at that website for this locomotive. I imagine there's a bit of history about it somewhere on the website. Alright, here is Mount Florida. I think a really good Scottish route for Train Sim World would be the Fife Circle route that was made for Train Sim Classic. It's kind of in a way like the concept of Cathcart. Oh, shut up, woman. I'm trying to speak. I'll destroy your luggage in a minute, woman. Now be quiet while I'm speaking. Anyway, apologies there. What I was saying is that the concept is kind of similar to Glasgow's Cathcart Circle line, in which, well, there's a circle. It goes from Edinburgh Waverley, I think, to... Ooh, I don't know. Is it Glenroves with Thornton? That's a complete guess. I don't know. It might not be that station, but if it is, I'll be very surprised. Pleasantly surprised if I got that right. Yeah, it's a nice little route. Obviously, it's got some very good architecture on there. You know, you've got the bridge there, the road and railway bridge. as well as, Edinburgh Waverley Station. So it'd be quite nice to see. And the traction as well, which came with the Train Simulator version, that is, was is it a class 68 or 67? I think it was one of those two. Maybe a class 170 or 270, whatever. I think that would just be a really good package, a really good Scottish experience for Train Sim World. Another Scottish route I'd really like to see, albeit set back in time, and I know some people don't like the old school stuff as much as I do, but I think the Western Lines of Scotland route with the Black 5, yeah, that would be really cool to see. Okay, we're approaching the next stop, which is Cathcart. There we go. That's true, Commander. It is true. Yeah, the Pips on. It's a nice old school multiple unit. I mean, they're not in service, I don't think, anymore with the class. Was it 385 that has now taken over its duties? But yeah, the Pep is a nice old school multiple unit. Sounds are not too bad on it either. Must be honest there. The next station stop is Muir End. This is where we come off the actual circle and down out to the west or southwest. Oh, going a bit too fast. Metrolink is like Caltrain but has more stops and newer equipment. Metrolink uses high-and-high road and bi-level passenger cars and also uses the EMD F125s for traction. The 125s are the successors to the F40PH. If that was to come to the game, Dovetail would undoubtedly use the F40PH instead of using the F125s, as much as we probably like to see the F125s in the game. Knowing Dovetail, they love to recycle old trains that are in the game. There we go, on the brakes, and let's unlock the doors and allow the passenger boarding procedures to commence. And passengers alighting as well. Commander, the 3, 1, 3, 4 or 5 units are really good electric multiple units, but they should have kept the original concept design back in the 1970s. Looks amazing in British Rail Blue. Wow, I mean, this 313 looks pretty good in Scotland's Scotrail's Saltar blue livery, and Lord knows what the BR Blues colours would look on a class 313. Must look 10 times better. The next station stop is William Wood. I'm trying to indeed dovetail. We'll probably use the out of service or in real life F-59 PHIs of the Bombardier by lower passenger cars. I don't know. I mean, it'll be nice to see them in the game. Liam, dovetail and again relisted and strikes on the Great Western. Yeah, very funny. Well, haven't had a train strike in a little while. Touch wood. Whoop. Didn't see the platforms come into view. I'm gonna be in trouble here. Brake. That's a step of braking that you should never use in real life, but never mind. So we're out in the countryside-ish. Glasgow's over there. Well, the city centre of it, I should say. Some nice vegetation. Not bad, not bad. The next station stop is White Craigs. How many stations are there on this section? White Craigs. Okay, fair enough. Not as many as I thought. I thought there'd be loads, but obviously not. Don't know why I was thinking that. Amtrak 2MD F-59 PHIs is the baby bullet train the Peninsula Corridor. Ah, right. Okay, right. So they're not new then. Oh dear, that's a shame. I mean, I shouldn't really say it's a shame because I do quite like the baby bullet DLC in Peninsula Corridor. I love the cab and the interior of it. Makes you feel like you're flying a grounded plane, really. It's got that kind of feel of the interior of an aircraft. Here is White Craig Station. There we go. Liam Mottas, Tottenham. Joining European Super League feels like similar to Gordon Avenger. Huh. No, I mean, as far as Spurs is concerned, I'm actually quite optimistic. signed 2 really good players so far. New manager certainly is brimming with confidence, and we can do well. And I think we can have certainly a better season than we did last. No doubt about that. If we get in the top 4, win a domestic cup along the way, like League Cup or FA Cup, and I think that'll be fantastic. The next station stop is Patterton. Amtrak to India, I always like to think the guards are on strike in Trenton due to having to operate the doors myself. That's a very good point. Oh, we're in emergency. Whoops. My bad. At least we stopped on the marks, which is good. Thierry route I wouldn't mind seeing is a route from Carlisle to Glasgow. That'll be a long route. 95 miles long. Oh, you won't be seeing it. We might see it in Train Simwall, I don't know. Set in the 1980s. Oh, very nice. It would come with a class, PR class 303, 90, 47, and 43. Yeah. Oh, an 80s route. I'd like that. Yeah. I look forward to the route from Just Trains. The fact he's making an old school British Rail Blue era route set somewhere in the UK. I welcome that. It's been a while since we've had a BR Blue historic route. So I welcome it. The next and final stop is Neilston, just over 3.5 miles away. Amtrak to MD, they would bring the Siemens charger to the game if they wanted Amtrak operations on the RIP. Now that I'd like to see. Liam, the Tottenham jokes will still happen whatever happens in the Prem. Well, so will the Arsenal jokes when they face Bayern Munich in the Champions League and get smashed 25-0. As they always seem to do every time they go in the Champions League. They always fall apart. You know, at least when Spurs get in the Champions League, they don't collapse in a spectacular fashion like Arsenal do, you know, getting thumped 5-1 here and 5-1 there, or 6-0 here and 4-0 there. And at least we don't bottle the Premier League title despite leading it at Christmas, so even though I love Spurs to be in that position to fight for the Premiership, but I don't think Spurs are a long way from challenging the Premier League, there's no doubt about that, but you know, step by step, I think with certainly the mentality of the new manager and the caliber of players we're bringing in. Young, certainly attacking high quality players. I mean, no question about James Maddison's ability. And the new goalkeeper as well. I mean, we've needed a young, decent goalkeeper for a very long time, and he is a very good young goalkeeper. I mean, he's not super young, but he's what, 9 years younger, I think, or 9 years younger, 8 years younger than Hugo Lloris and Fraser Forster, so that's good. If we can buy a couple of centre backs or something like that, then I think we'd be in really good stead for a push for the Champions League places. Amtrak doing I'm surprised Dovetail haven't brought the GE Genesis to the game, because one of the most... Yeah, I am surprised. I agree with you on that one. I thought it would come with maybe one of the Amtrak routes, maybe. Maybe if they make another an Amtrak route in the future, hopefully the Genesis will be featured. I'm surprised Dovetail haven't added the Deltic. Yeah, I am surprised, very much surprised on the Deltic. It's one of the most iconic diesel locomotives ever. Absolute monster of a thing. I mean, if you stand next to a Deltic, you get a bit overwhelmed by the sheer size of the thing. Yeah, I am very surprised that they haven't added Deltic in Train Sim World. If they add the Deltic in the Briar green livery, that will that'll make me very pleased. Here we are at Neilston. Alright, rock and roll. We're near a football pitch. Now what the train will do is it will go out of service, reverse into the siding down there, and then obviously go on this track onto the other platform to start the return journey. Right, we'll do one more service, I think, and then I'll call it a day. Favourite livery is the Coaster Train livery. Oh, really? I'm surprised you'd say that. Amtrak. Commander really tempted to get Tis to Be just for the Glossop line, but to be honest, I know that if I get it, it would just be unplayable or clogged with layers. I don't know, Commander. I mean, it's difficult for me to give you advice on whether to get it or not, because I don't have it, to be honest with you. For me, I think it is nice in some ways. I mean, it's a small commuter route, it hasn't got many stations, but it has the Class 323, it brings a new brand in Northern. I imagine with all the service layers as well, it should be busy-ish in certainly the early morning and maybe afternoon rush hour. But yeah, for me, it's something about it which doesn't interest me about it. It's not the style of route that I'm really interested on and really interested in, thinking to myself, "Oh, I've got to pick that up straight away on day one." It's nice that it's cheaper, and there's currently a discount on it across the board. Certainly for the PlayStation, that is. I think there was. I'm not sure now, but. Yeah, it depends what kind of style of route you want to play. Do you want to play a small passenger orientated route, a nice long route with freight, or a mixture of two, or medium sized route. It really depends what you like. Really, I may pick it up one day, the Glossop line, but right now it doesn't interest me. Not one bit. Destination board on. Marker lights are on. Indicators too high. There we go. Now we're right in the thick of rush hour. Albeit it doesn't look very much like rush hour in this station, unfortunately. Oh well. Amtrak to India. It's funny how there's a Twitter account dedicated to a 4-mile stretch of road in California, aka Cohen Pass. Oh. It's a bit odd. Maybe the road is famous for some reason. In real life, the Class 303 actually worked for Glossop Line plus Manchester to Crewe, Liverpool. Oh, right. The first station stop is Pollock Shields East. Amtrak indeed, the Genesis is slowly being removed. Oh no, that's a shame. Being replaced by the Siemens Chargers. Oh, wish they both remain in service. That would be nice. Dovetail can't get cross country, so they can make a cross country round or route set between 1997 and 2007 during the Central Trains days. It's an interesting proposition. Amtrak to India locomotive, I could see Dovetail never adding in a million years as the F40PH baggage cab car conversion. No, I agree with you there. They won't add that, no chance. Commander, the logic is that it's a complete route. That's very true. Every complete route they've done has been really good. Plus, I do like the shortish commuter gameplay, so I don't know. I'll see anyway. Oh, fair enough. If you like that sort of thing, then it's your decision. If you want to buy it, and you enjoy it, then go ahead and get it. For me, I like a kind of longish route, but not too long route, with a mixture of freight and passenger in between. Or it's primarily passenger, I'm not really bothered. That's why I kind of like the Birmingham cross-city line. It feels like a very long route, and 35 miles is 35, 40 miles-ish, that's the kind of baseline which I think to myself, that's a reasonable length of route that I would like to play on. I think Midland Main Line, which is a route I very much like indeed. I love the Midland Main Line, even though I don't have it yet. That's roughly 35-ish miles as well. But that doesn't mean to say that all the small routes and trains in the world are crap. I mean, they're not. Far from it. Here I have the Glossop line. It has 201 services. It is an 80-minute round trip I've experienced. No, 80 minutes? Blimey. Good grief, that's a long time. I presume you mean from Manchester to Glossop and then Glossop back to Manchester. Either way, 80 minutes. That's a very long time. It's truth. Amtrak EMD, the road is the most dangerous road in California. That's why. 4 train accidents have happened on the Cajon Pass. No, we don't want to see that or hear that. No. Typically don't like American routes because it's either Northeast Corridor route or routes set in the middle of nowhere. Nothing interesting. You mean in the game? I can understand your reasons behind that. I presume you like boats like Long Island or Harlem Line. I do like the Harlem Line, despite its inaccuracies with the New York skyline. But I do like the Harlem Line. God, just remembered that. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to do a stream on the New York Harlem Line. It's been a very long time since I last had a play on the New York Harlem Line. I quite like to see another. Oh God, what's it called? That route with I forget what it is. My brain's gone to sleep. Hang on. What is it? New York to Croton Harmon, I think. I know there's a train simulator route of, I think, of that description, and I do like the look of it. Maybe that'd be nice to see in Train Sim World. I know. I think what would be quite nice to see is another line of the Long Island Railroad, because I don't know. I mean, the Long Island Railroad is nice. I think from a scenery perspective, it's okay. It's not perfect for sure. I mean, no route is perfect in Train Sim World scenery wise, but I think it was okay. The lighting can be tweaked and made better, and hopefully with the when the Train Sim World Free Sky Tech and lighting comes to that route, it will look a little bit better. But I think certainly its timetable does need it needs to be improving. There's no doubt about it. Way too quiet, especially at Jamaica. I mean, Jamaica is one of the busiest railroad junction in the United States. So needs to be improved. The next station stop is Queen's Park. There we go. Cherry Take Hop Strecker Rhine, for example, even though it's only 18 miles, is jam-packed with services from S Barton to Express to regional and freight. Yes, that is true. That is if you have all the other layers. That's the problem, isn't it? Actually, a problem I've recently picked up with Train Sim World is regarding the size of the DLCs. I'm very pleased that now we can have all the DLCs in the game without having to delete DLCs and reinstall them, just so we can enjoy one of our favourite routes with all the layers being playable on a certain route. But I think I'm starting to find is that because the game is so big with all the DLCs I have, I think it's like over 130, 145 gigabytes. I mean, it's massive. I mean, it's even bigger than Grand Theft Auto 5, for goodness sake. And I'm starting to get to the point where I might have to go back to the old way of deleting routes that I don't play and reinstalling them, because they're just taking up so much space now on the PlayStation. And it's irritating because I've got 1.5 terabyte of total space, and I think I haven't got much space left. Actually, no, it's 2.5 terabytes of space. Actually, because I've got a new, what is it? It's like a hard drive. So what I do is I put the some of the old games I have on the external hard drive, such as quite a few Assassin's Creed games, a few old FIFA games. What else? Grand Theft Auto, World of Warships, Formula One, and then on the main hard drive, I've got Train Sim World 3, what else? Gran Turismo 7, what else is there? I can't think of anything else, but yeah, a lot of storage taken up. The next station stop is Mount Florida. I'm trying for New Haven Line. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, coastal US route would be quite nice. Oh yes, I agree, Thierry. The other section of the Northeast Corridor from Washington to Baltimore, I could see Dovetail doing that actually. And to be honest, Dovetail has given up on Train Sim Classic. I don't know what the current state of Train Sim Classic is, to be honest. I know they've added a big update to the main game, and they released an update on a few routes recently. Maybe it's best Train Sim Classic stays as it is, because with the third-party devs pumping out content for it, it's in pretty decent hands, I would say. I mean, let's be honest. I think some of Dovetail's routes is a damn sight. The third-party routes, I should say, is a damn sight better than what Dovetail Games can produce. I mean, look at Skyhook Games. I mean, with certainly the release of the Midland Main Line, I mean, they pulled out all the stops to make that route good. Oh my god, we're on time. The next station stop is Kings Park. I'm trying to empty half my storage on my Xbox's TSW, even with an expansion card. Good God. Jerry's main games are GTA 5, Sniper Elite 5, TSW 3, and Call of Duty. Oh yeah, I've got Call of Duty. I've got a couple of Call of Duties. I got Black Ops and World War Two. No new DLC announced for the Train Sim Classic in over 2 months. Maybe not from Dovetail's perspective, but I think from a third-party perspective, there's been a few releases. I think for Train Sim Classic, I think there was a new steam locomotive that was added. So I wouldn't say all is lost for Train Simulator Classic. Far from it. Let's put it this way: there's going to be more DLCs released before the end of the year, no question. I have every bit of confidence in Train Simulator Classic. I mean, I've always wanted to get Train Simulator Classic, but I need a pretty good PC to do that, and unfortunately, I don't have the space or the money to build a PC. I was thinking of like a laptop, but nah, it didn't sit with me, that one. That idea. I'm chatting dear. Watched an engineer that drove a steam locomotive in real life and he got guided by a Train Sim Classic. He called out 50 inaccuracies. Oh dear. Yeah, I agree, Thierry. Dovetail's routes have slowly gotten... Well, I don't know if they've gotten worse, like the very latest routes. I mean, I don't know. I haven't picked up Link Rheinstrecker or Peak Forest or the Glossop line. I don't know if their routes have got worse because I haven't got the latest ones. Certainly, one route which I didn't like, which I in some ways regret picking up, is the Bahnstrecke Bremen-Oldenburg. That was the first sign for me where I was like thinking to myself, they're prioritising profit or money over quality. Yeah, I wasn't impressed with Bahnstrecke Bremen-Oldenburg. I don't think it was. I don't know. It just didn't really sit right with me. I was looking forward to playing it when I first got it just after Christmas, and then yeah, there's just something about it. I just felt it was a little bit dull. I'm not really sure why it felt dull. It didn't feel really enjoyable for me to drive. Whether Link Rheinstrecker will when I pick it up, the Mainster Koblenz route, I'm not too sure. It is an attraction, that one, to me, because it does pique my interest because it is a historic route, the first historic German route in Train Sim World, may I add. So hopefully that one will be good. Just as good, hopefully, or close to being as good as the excellent Niedertalbahn, the German branch line made by the excellent and wonderful Train Sim Germany, or Mike Goltz as he's known as. Peak Forest, hopefully it will be okay. I mean, one day when I pick up Peak Forest, hopefully it will be a decent experience. I mean, especially with Steam. Needs to be. Nice bit of branding here at Croft Foot. Looks to be is that a waiting room or a ticket office? Oh, it's a waiting room. I thought it was a ticket office at first. Sadly, you can't go in there. Never mind. Right, let's go. Right here, I can't wait for the Just Train 2 for TSW to come around. The amount of work they put in is awesome, and there's the way it should B. Dovetail should take note. Well, I mean, we shouldn't jump the gun too early. I mean, behind the scenes may look good, but it's what it looks. It's what the final product looks like, isn't it? A route may be good, but it might be riddled with bugs. You just never know. So that's why I'm always cautious now whenever it comes to trying sim world content. Certainly have been holding back the purse strings recently for trying some more content. Last time I brought when did I get the Amtrak Casella Express? I think it was back in February or March. So long ago. I do need to pick up a new route or two. When I get paid, I imagine I'll just buy all of them. Glossop line? I don't know. Not sure about that one yet. I'll have to look on Steam, see what the reviews say. If it is a good route, right, then I might pick it up. I mean, I will need convincing, of course. I can imagine if I ever did pick up the Glossop line, I can imagine doing a stream on it and people be like, "Oh, you picked up my favourite route. Thank you so much for showcasing it to me," etc., etc. All aboard. Burnside. Oh, another train coming in. We're going backwards. Forwards. Thank you. That's going to get me fired from Scotrail. Certainly a lot of passengers on the platforms at this time of the morning. I wonder if Dovetail added the rush hour passenger technology. I applaud them if they did, because it certainly makes some of the smaller stations look really busy. It's ironic that that station looks really busy, but the one at Glasgow Central doesn't. The next station is Kirkhill Station. Oh, I've overstepped this one a bit. Oh dear. Ooh, just about okay. Commander v Rest Rhine looks really good. That and the Glossop line are selling points for me, but that's about fair enough. Yeah, the Rest Wine. Yeah, Blig Rheinstrecker, isn't it, you're on about, I think, or the branch line, whichever one. Yeah, but that, whichever German route you're on about, I presume you mean Mainster Koblenz. Yeah, Mainster Koblenz is an interesting one. Yeah. Certainly the DBBR 103 is a big calling card for me, you know. I think it's the most powerful electric locomotive ever made. Was it over 10,000 horsepower? Insane. Yeah, if you were to ask me routes I'd pick up right now, if I had the money, it would be blimey, I've got to think here. I think I'd pick up definitely Northeast Corridor, New York Trenton, because it may be crap now, but in the future it's definitely going to get better with that new timetable upgrade. Link Rheinstrecke, Mainster Koblenz, definitely Niedertalbahn as well. Midland Main Line, 100%. Peak Forest Railway, I think I might give that. I might pick it up. I'm not sure. I know it's hasn't been well received, that route, but steam is a big interest to me. And the Glossop line, I'm not sure. Maybe. Scotrail Express, I might pick it up. The multiple unit is a big calling card, but the route itself, I'm not too sure. Right, here we go into the final stop, which is Newton, where this train and this stream will come to an end. And there we go. Journey's end, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are at Newton. I'm trying to indicate even free word for Train Sim Classic is better than Tough Tail Games quality. Yeah, I do understand what you mean, Terry, yeah. It'd be cool to see the Sacramento Northern route for Train Sim World. But here, the Glossop line, you drive from Manchester to Hatfield to Glossop and then back to Manchester. The 323 is 160 services. Okay. Amtrak DMD, there's a 2-hour Peak Forest scenario and there's a bug that's causing you to spad right before the finished scenario. Oh dear. What a terrible time to have a bug like that. All the hard work, you know. Trying to get through the scenario over 2 hours and then it breaks right at the end. Oh dear. Not good. Okay, well, that's another gold medal on the board. Excellent. So we stopped at Pollock Shields East, Queen's Park, Cross Hill, Mount Florida, Kings Park, Croftfoot, Burnside, Kirkhill, and finally terminating at Newton. Thierry's overshoot Sittingbourne completely in the 12-car 375. Well done. Oh yeah, I'll definitely pick up Niedertalbahn, Thierry, and probably Link Rheinstrecke as well. Two very decent historic German routes. But yeah, there we are. That concludes this stream on Scotland's Glasgow Cathcart Circle Line. If you did enjoy this stream, my god, it is late, nearly 11 o'clock at night. If you did enjoy it, then make sure to hit the thumbs up button below. And if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. The next stream will be on Monday, the 3rd of July, 2023, where I'll be taking to the rails of the Northeast Corridor, doing more passenger action on the Northeast Corridor Boston Sprinter. So hopefully you can join me for that. If not, then hopefully I will see you maybe in the next stream after the one tomorrow. So I'll just like to say thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Take care.